What up, y'all? Happy Thursday. Hey, I hope that your Thursday is going super well. Mine is actually going pretty darn well. I have had a really good day today. But my name is Steve, and we're here to play a little Star Trek Online. I popped in early to get my little red alert daily done. I did my chores. Now I am gonna go ahead and see what's coming up in the Iconian War. We are hip deep in the war with the Iconians, and if you were here last time, you know that we have found a weapon we can use against them, but it's a pretty darn dangerous weapon to use, and that is time. They apparently have a real issue with temporal mechanics there. That is a text from my significant other, and okay, well, we'll let that go for now. And now we will talk to Captain Kurgan here. Let's get this up. Episodes all the way down in the Iconian War. And we are hailing for Butterfly.
The research teams in the Kiana system require your assistance. They have been running thousands of temporal incursion simulations of how to use the Krynim weapon. But I need an officer with field experience to evaluate the project and its feasibility. You will participate in a focus test of the most promising options. A blade cuts both ways. We must be sure that what this weapon can do to the Iconians does not cause greater harm to us.
That sounds smart, Captain Kagrin. We're gonna bump up the voice volume here in a minute. It's just, it needs to be louder. What could I choose from? Temporal disentanglement, temporal phased overcharge warp. Okay, that I can't use. Anti-chronoton infused tetrion beam array. Interesting. Okay, tetrion turret. I don't use them. And the torpedo I've got is better than that. We are going to eject the cat that wants to sit on the desk and accept his mission.
The war continues, and
while we get ready for this here, let's get into audio real quick. Just want to make sure we bring the volume up a little. I mean, there's voice volume. It's at 93. I'll put it at 100 there, and hopefully that'll do. Let's see. Notifications, that. Effects volume I'm gonna bring down a little. I've noticed that when we get into a big fight, I hear a lot of pew pew and explodies and stuff, and not so much me. And a lot of folks probably don't care because they don't really care about hearing my voice on it. And they'd much rather hear the explosions, and I get that. But I want to make sure that my voice peeks through at some point there. All right, we apply that. Okay. Let's transword to the Delta Quadrant. Dax, good evening. Happy Thursday to you. Whoa. Is that a graphic wonky thing, or is that like... Is it supposed to be like that? Once the location of a prospering Krynim colony, the Kiana system appears to have been uninhabited for some time. Recovered Vaudouar records indicate that ships sent to destroy the colony early in the war found only an extensive asteroid field and a single rogue moon. Happy Frontier Day to you. Oh, let's have a nice slow loading screen here. Kind of wish I had some good royalty-free music for this, since it's going to be on YouTube. If it's not royalty-free, I'll get myself in trouble. But I do have some iced tea. I'm going to enjoy that and just watch the numbers go up. If you're watching on YouTube, you could probably just bump up, 10 or 15 seconds. You'll be fine. The cool stuff won't happen until then, unless you like watching numbers increase. If that's a thing for you, grab your seats. You're up for an exciting time. Oh, it's all over. I'm sorry. For a minute, I was just sort of standing in space. Desperate times. Krenim Research Facility.
Welcome.
That was
weird. We have been
weird.
working with the Krenim to build both this facility and a weapon similar to the one developed by Anoraks in the 22nd century. Captain Nog is running point for the Alliance, but teams from all across the Alpha and Beta quadrants are involved with the research. It's fascinating work, but there's a lot to do yet.
How can I help?
Captain Nog might be able to explain more. He's waiting for you.
Lead the way. I saw that there was an option there for small talk, but I kind of feel like there's work to be done. Small talk will have to wait.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in Anorax's records, but we have not attempted to use it yet. Time isn't something you mess around with, so we have been conducting simulations here of possible incursions, as well as developing new ways to protect and store data on various timelines.
This is a question that I have been mulling over when I am not playing, trying to figure out an answer for it. So I'm really pleased that it is a question we can ask Nog now. Can you explain the process to me? How is this different from going back in time, changing something, and creating an alternate timeline?
When we talk about time alteration, we're specifically referring to the Krenim weapon's ability to remove something from time. Anything, from a single molecule to an entire civilization. It's as if the target of the weapon never existed at all.
So it doesn't just move something, it deletes it.
Correct. The changes ripple out from the incursion point and result in a new reality where the target no longer exists. This does mean that the ship must be able to fire on a target. The details are a bit more complex, of course, but that's the main difference from conventional time travel.
This is my feeling about it right here, and no one has a problem with this.
Temporal agents from all three factions are watching everything we do carefully. That's one of the reasons we're running holodeck simulations first. Between you and me, I'm glad they're here. The Krenim are a little too eager to use the weapon. Time manipulation is a very delicate operation under the best of circumstances. We can't just start shooting things out of existence and hoping it all works out for the best.
I'm right there with you, Nog. I agree, Captain.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in Anorax's records.
Let's see here.
We've not attempted to use it yet. Time isn't something you mess around with, so we have been conducting simulations.
What else might we want? Here we go. What about just removing the Iconians from the time stream?
That was the first simulation we tried. The results were fairly catastrophic.
Catastrophic?
Without the Iconians, the first development of warp technology by other cultures in the Alpha Quadrant is severely delayed by about 50,000 years. Removing the Iconians would change everything we know.
We would eventually develop warp travel, right? It seems inevitable.
Let me put it this way. In one version, the Day Ones eventually rise to power and conquer most of the Beta Quadrant. They are forced back by the Vulcans, who never embrace logic, and later enslave much of what is now Federation and Klingon space.
Okay, I can see how this would be a problem. This is not great. Okay, we don't do that.
The Herc never developed warp technology at all, so they never invade Kronos and unite the Klingons as a warrior culture. When the Vulcan Star Empire finds the Klingons in the 22nd century, they were mostly farmers who had made some advances in epic poetry. By the present day in this simulation, the Vulcan Star Empire is locked in a to-the-death struggle with the Dominion.
I get it. Removing the Iconians directly is a bad idea.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances.
All right, let's press on. Do you have any ideas on when to make a temporal incursion?
We've tried a different number of scenarios, but only in the holodeck. Direct action against the Iconians is proving to be problematic, because so much time has passed since they were first a great power. Incursions that far back in time must be carefully planned, or the fallout of even minor changes can ripple across reality. We have, however, seen some promise in trying to delay their arrival.
That's just delaying the inevitable for a few years.
Actually, it would be closer to a 700-year delay if our calculations are correct.
Wow.
The Iconians have had 200,000 years to build their fleets, but we're catching up to them. We've already seen what the 29th century technology can do. Imagine what we'll have in the 32nd century.
So we'd be on more equal footing. I like that idea.
Exactly. The other potential solution is to cut into their current power base. What if the Iconians never allied with the Alachi or the Solanae? We wouldn't be facing the trouble we do now.
What are your best scenarios?
The three most promising incursions each follow one of these tactics. My teams have been running simulations and refining their targets, but I'd like you to assist them using a special quantum recursive algorithm. Our simulators can run the outcome of a possible incursion on the holodeck. Interacting with that simulation will give us more data than just crunching the numbers. We need to really interact with it to see what reality would look like, and for that, I need someone like you with field experience.
Test incursion scenarios in the holodeck. That sounds like fun. It does sound like a fascinating experience. I'm in.
Hello. Please allow me to explain what we're doing here. We've determined that if we remove a specific series of stars from the Beta Quadrant in the distant past, a rogue planet will enter the Iconia system and cause massive geological damage at about the same time the planet was bombarded by the Iconians' enemies. The technological buildup of the orbital bombardment that destroyed the Iconian civilization will still happen, but the Iconians themselves will have to deal with a natural disaster, not a war.
And you think this is better than a war?
Maybe the survivors of a natural disaster, if there are any, won't be so vengeful. And none of the stars we will remove have planets with the possibility of developing life. The overall effect on the galaxy is minimal. It's a painful path, but it could be the one that leads to peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. I don't know if I like the idea of removing entire stars.
The number of stars we will have to remove is a concern, which is why we're trying this in a simulation first. But as Captain Nog said, these simulations aren't perfect. So we have devised a holodeck program that will expand and extrapolate on possible effects of the temporal incursion.
Dusk, I'm so glad you made it. Welcome aboard. We are about to do some pretty wild temporal stuff, but simulations in the holodeck. Speaking of which, you are giving it an awful lot. This is an understatement. An awful lot of weight to the holodeck.
It's the best option we have available to us. The holodeck's algorithms have been updated to change and adapt to the data created by the simulated timeline alteration. This is not your average holo novel.
Collision, good evening. Happy Thursday. Very well. What do you need me to do?
Once we run the program, you'll be able to interact with our best approximation of the new timeline. Interaction with the holodeck components will allow the program to generate a more in-depth solution and give us a better idea of what to expect. We have set this simulation on a Federation starship patrolling the Sol system, and you are the captain. If all goes as planned, we expect that almost everything in the system should be close to current reality.
Sounds fun. Understood. I'll run the program.
Hello.
Okay, it's Agent Cray. I think we've had a conversation with him before. Isn't this all a violation of Starfleet's Temporal Prime Directive?
Under ordinary circumstances, perhaps. It's only because the Iconian situation is so desperate.
I feel like we've had this conversation with this guy before.
You've been on the front lines of the war. I'm sure you realize how few options we have left.
That's great, Agent Cray. I appreciate your input. See you later. All right, run program Alpha. Well, this doesn't look great at all.
They're alive. We repelled the intruders on the bridge, but the ship has taken heavy damage, and a lot of the crew are injured.
What's the situation?
Sir, I'm not sure this is the time. So many people are hurt, and most of the systems are offline. The life support is on backups, and our resources are down to nothing, and
I'll help the wounded, but you need to help me. What happened?
the Dominion stopped firing at us when we lost weapons. Now they're focusing on Earth's defense grid, but it's only a matter of time before they return to finish us off.
We'll stabilize the crew and fight back. This isn't over. I feel like this isn't over is very optimistic.
Sir, I tried to fight them off. But the boarding parties, the Gemmen are. We have to stop the Dominion. They can't take Earth too.
Don't worry, we'll stop them. Again, very optimistic. And program alpha. Listen, I kind of think you're right. I feel like
sorry,
we've
Captain.
walked in, seen
just
exactly
need a
how
moment.
bad this is gonna be,
Then I'll be ready
and we
to
can
fight.
just go, yeah, Arch, and then just walk on out and go, it's bad. What do you got next? Whenever you're ready.
We can't stop them. Maybe if we hadn't been at war with the Romulans. Maybe if the Klingons hadn't ripped themselves apart.
No, don't go to sickbay if you need to.
I'll-
Get to your station.
I'll be fine, Captain. Just rattle.
Go to sickbay if you need to.
Incoming hail!
On screen. I guess I'm doing that part myself.
USS Ajax. Sensors show your ship is completely defenseless, and I would prefer not to delay our arrival at Earth to deal with such a minor annoyance. Surrender now, and I will guarantee the safety of your crew.
I have watched this football team play, and they would prefer that you call the ship the USS Ajax. Thank you. We will never surrender! It probably isn't going to go over great. Access ship's computer. Okay. Download all data. End program. Oh, I probably could have gone through that and read exactly how catastrophic that was, but we'll go back and tell him that it did not go well. Did she say sensors? I love that episode of Lower Decks where that one admiral is like sensors and the captain says that. Then Beckett's like, it's sensors, and he's laughing at him and gets him in trouble. That's so good. Lower Decks is fantastic. Do I need
Hello.
to talk to this guy again? No! You aren't the guy I need to talk to. Who's in charge of this? It's this dude. It's this Crenham guy. Alright. So that didn't work so well. What do you got for
Sorry.
me?
We were watching from the control room, and that could have gone better. Even with all that, the simulation data on whether the Iconians were entirely eliminated from that timeline is inconclusive. We were able to record your interactions, and we've been able to piece together what happened from those.
What did you find?
From what we can piece together, the Klingon Empire was never unified by its conflicts against outsiders, and the Great Houses turned on one another instead. The Romulans took the chaos as an opportunity to attack. The Federation stepped in to help the Klingons, and the war between the three factions basically ripped the quadrant apart. The Dominion then conquered all three weakened powers.
That's not our solution.
Agreed. My team will continue working on other possible incursion scenarios.
Okay, perhaps we can weaken their power base. We'll talk to some other people now. Hopefully they have better ideas.
Another one of you Voyagers? I don't know how you can help, but very well.
Wow.
My team is working
He's
on
cheery.
scenarios that reduce the Iconian power base. We're attempting to do so by fixing a mistake that Janeway allowed to happen decades ago. We're going to stop the Vaadwaur from being rediscovered. We plan to do this by preventing Voyager from ever coming into contact with Underspace. This will prevent them from finding Vaadwaur Prime, and 7 of 9 will never wake the Vaadwaur.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by Voyager. I never served on that ship.
No, but you're all the same. You come to our quadrant,
God,
meddle in
this guy
affairs
is
that
an
don't
ass.
concern you and that you don't understand, and leave chaos in your wake. Now, you want us to help you alter time. Tell me, does that sound like something someone like you should be doing?
I'm not sure that power should be in your hands either.
None of us are going to survive if we don't try to repair the damage you've already done. The goal is to cause a solar flare that will force Voyager to divert from the course it was on when it stumbled into underspace. If it safely passes without entering underspace, it can continue on its trip home and bypass the Vaudouar entirely.
I suppose that might work.
The simulation
give it a try?
is set for the USS Voyager, which is fitting since they caused the problem in the first place. Our projections show that even if the Vaudouar never return, your people will still find a reason to stick your noses into our business.
Oh my gosh.
So, we're attempting to see how the elimination of the Vaudouar will change the formation of the Delta Alliance. You will be a member of the diplomatic team.
This guy has the most punchable face. I'll run the program. Do I need to talk to them first? I don't think I do. I guess I do.
Don't mind Noy. I think he partially blames people from your quadrant for some of the Krennin's troubles.
Us meddlesome
After
kids.
all, if Voyager hadn't restored the Vaudouar, they would have never been in a position to ally with the Iconians. But there is no reason to dwell on past hurts. We're trying to fix what we can here, and then learn to accept the rest. Noy funnels that passion to help his people into his work. Perhaps it will change everything.
We'll all need to work together to defeat the Iconians.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak highly of you.
Actually, this is valid. I don't know who they are.
My name is Claudia, and I am a Tutarian. We're from a region of the Delta Quadrant Voyager never visited, so we haven't had much contact with species from the Alpha and Beta quadrants until now. However, my world has had close ties with the Krenim for several years. Now that they are actively pursuing temporal technology, I chose to join them and lend whatever assistance I can. I miss my home, but I've made a new one here. Meeting Noy has opened me up to a world beyond my
Is she
own.
with Noy? Is like Noy her husband slash partner slash whatever? Wow. I mean, boy, did you back the wrong horse. Your hubby has the most punchable face. I see.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak highly of you.
This is obvious. I am curious what she's gonna say.
Don't mind Noy. I think he partially
Oh,
blames
it's the same
people from your
thing.
quadrant
Okay,
for
I'm
some of
sure
the
we can find
It is
some
a
common
pleasure
ground.
to meet you. Both
Goodbye. All right. Now let's go get in the holodeck and see exactly what a catastrophe this one is. Computer, run program beta. So far, not so bad.
This is an absolute disaster. I had thought that Admiral
I take
Tuvok
that back.
was being pessimistic.
Ambassador
about the chance for
Sukihara says
success
it is an
here.
absolute
But
disaster.
now, I think he was right.
Alliance making isn't a quick process.
No, it's not. The hierarchy started setting these people against one another before Admiral Tuvok and his team could start to pull them together. The very fact that they all agreed to be in the same room is a minor miracle.
Do you think you can bring them together?
Eventually, between Vulcan logic, Klingon tenacity, and Romulan pragmatism, we'll convince everyone here that the threat is real, and an alliance is in their best interest. But it won't be easy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I see I have another argument to break up.
Good luck, Ambassador. All right, well, that wasn't awful.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races with respect, but this is really too much. The Malon are using our system as a dump, and their trash isn't our problem.
You have a right to be concerned, but please calm down. I feel like this is a pretty good response. I mean, this is true, but I kind of want her to slow her roll a bit.
I should be shouting. I'm upset. The Malon are trying to force us off our beautiful new planet so they can turn it into something toxic. How would you like it if someone treated your ship like a garbage scow?
Maybe you're right. I'd be angry too, but I also wouldn't let them. My ship has phasers.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races with respect.
So that didn't work so
but
well.
This is really too much.
We're gonna have to go with the Malon are the biggest
dump,
danger to your
and
people.
Their trash isn't up. The Malon might not be the biggest threat, but they are the most immediate. Wait until they start dumping their trash in your front yard and see how you like it.
Keep talking to the Malon. Maybe you can find a compromise. Yeah, that's gonna help.
Are you here to preach about responsible waste management too? You can save it. I have a commitment to my people and my planet that supersedes any other concerns.
Yeah, the Talaxians are concerned about waste on their borders.
How dare you dictate how we should behave? The disposal of hazardous waste is a noble sacrifice my people make on behalf
A noble
of their
sacrifice?
families. Who are you to cheapen their sacrifice? What we do is none of your business.
There are other solutions, but I see you're not interested.
Are you here to preach about responsible waste management too? You can save it. I have a commitment to my people and my planet that supersedes any other concerns.
Maybe there's someplace else you can dump your waste without harming others?
We don't need outsiders telling us what to do. If the Talaxians want to talk, they can come to us directly.
I mean, she's right here. She's literally right here. Let me see if there's another way to get you interested in joining this conversation. There apparently is not. All right, well, I'm gonna go mess with their computer. These guys can all make angry gestures at one another. All right, this time we're actually gonna read this stuff.
The Malon have resisted attempts to accept less hazardous waste management practices and continue dumping waste throughout the quadrant. The most at-risk populations are the Talaxians, who have a new colony close to Malon dumping grounds. The Malon have moved into Talaxian space to avoid hierarchy attacks. Diplomatic relations between the Malon and Talaxians are rapidly deteriorating. The Malon have accused the Talaxians of working with the hierarchy, a charge the Talaxians strenuously deny.
I can't see that as analysis.
The Benthans could possibly pressure the Malon to return to the negotiation table.
All right. Now we have a lead, maybe something we can do here. Plus, I kind of like the Benthans.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. The Hazari are stepping up their smuggling operations, and the hierarchy's new drive for profits has created a significant increase in attacks on unaligned transports.
Would the Benthans be willing to assist the Talaxians in their negotiations with the Malon?
We have enough to do at the moment without getting into a dispute that doesn't concern us. The hierarchy is harassing our supply lines, and I'm convinced they're behind the losses we've taken over the past 3 months. We're having to double up patrols, which means we're leaving holes the Hazari can slip through. The Malon are a headache we don't need.
I found that working with allies usually brings about positive results.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. The Hazari are stepping up their smuggling operations.
I guess we're going to talk to the Hazari.
Has created a significant increase in attacks on unaligned transports.
There's a lot less fire and explosions and dead people on the ground, but this one does not seem like it's going well.
Good luck with that. The Hazari aren't interested in anything but making deals. This whole meeting is just a waste of time. Unity might work where you come from, but I don't have any reason to cooperate with criminals like the Hazari or thugs like the hierarchy.
Maybe I can convince them differently. All right, now we'll talk to this dude.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their little deputies? Or was it the Malon? Before everyone broke ties with the hierarchy, they told us what people say about us. Mercenaries. Honorless. Ha! They all deny it, but we know. Now we look out for ourselves.
I love this question. Would you be willing to pull out of Benton space?
No. We need to make a living, same as the rest of you. If the Benthans would take out the hierarchy on our borders, we wouldn't be forced to move into Benthon space. But no, they won't do that. They don't think mercenaries rate protection.
Sounds like you should be working with the Benthans, not against them.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their little deputies? Or
What do you
was it
think of the
Maelon
hierarchy?
Troublemakers.
I'm not going to let him go
They
through his
make
little
our
thing again.
jobs harder and easier. They watch everyone. We used to trade for information from them, but now they won't sell. If we can capture one of their ships, it's like a treasure hoard of information. Makes hunting bounties real easy. But it's harder to take out their ships.
If I remember right, the hierarchy are the guys I
not
used to
just
call the
their
potato
ships.
guys, right?
Stories going around about one captain whose arm was ripped off by a hierarchy commander.
Or maybe not. I don't know if the potato guys were all into...
Now
Oh, I
they
am
stop
right.
them.
Okay, cool. Wow. Apparently they're into arm ripping off too, which is something else. It doesn't sound like the hierarchy I know.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make
All
you
right,
one of
if
their
that's how you
little
think, I guess we're done.
deputies? Fine. Run back to the Benthans. I'll be here if you want to talk business.
Sorry, but I'm not in the market for mercenaries. All right, so that was terrible.
Unraveling this mess could take months, years.
You're the right man for this job, Ambassador. Well, it looks like everybody is beaming out. Okay. Well, I think this is the part where we download and then end the program. Let's do this real quick. Quadrant threat report.
The number of planets the hierarchy have taken outright has increased 20% over the past 6 months. A push for higher profits has prompted steady growth of hierarchy territory. Reports of abductions in areas near hierarchy space have increased by 77.2%.
Wow, that's
However,
bad.
this data has not been confirmed by outside sources because few Delta Quadrant species are willing to share information with the Federation. Further investigation is needed.
Okay. Scan for Iconian activity. Long-range sensors are detecting both Herald and Iconian readings. While they do not appear to be in active conflict with Alliance forces, you're seeing more ships than normal. There are both Herald and Iconian signals in hierarchy space. It appears the Heralds may be using that area as a staging ground for a coordinated attack with the hierarchy on high-value targets throughout the Delta Quadrant. Cross-checking with Voyager's logs shows a similar situation in the Alpha and Beta quadrants. That's not great at all. Alright. Let's download everything and program. That could have gone better. I mean, at least there were fewer explosions and less threat of Earth being destroyed immediately. But it still was not awesome.
Damn, that was useless.
Yeah, I know.
The Iconians were so determined to have a hold here that they simply found another species to fit the bill. Maybe if you had been a better negotiator, you would have been able to unite those representatives against the hierarchy. Then, at least we would have had a chance.
And maybe we wouldn't.
This scenario isn't as catastrophic as trying to remove the Iconians, but it's not exactly ideal either. We'll have to try something else.
Yes, this isn't going to work.
You must excuse my husband's harsh demeanor. This has been a very trying time for the Krenim. Thank you for helping us get this far. We'll keep working.
Thank you, Claudia.
Trust my wife to be the voice of reason. Perhaps I was too hard on you. I just want to be able to fix all of this.
Aw, that's nice, Noi. You have a
time,
less punchable face
but
now.
we can change it. Please speak to Gamma Team. Captain Nog thinks very highly of their plan.
Thank you. I'll speak to Gamma Team. He is. No, he's a real ray of sunshine. He's one of those shiny, happy aliens. Talk to Gamma Team Leader Jalen.
Hello. We've been waiting for you. Our team is focusing on delaying tactics. What if Iconia had never been discovered? In 2365, Captain Donald Varley of the USS Yamato found a star chart on Denias 3 that revealed the location of Iconia. I want to redirect a meteor to impact the archaeological site on Denias 3 before Captain Varley begins his excavations. Iconia will remain a myth, and we will not attract the Iconians' attention as early as we did.
That's just a delay. Another gateway was found a few years later.
True, but if you compare the changes in Iconian technology over the past 200,000 years with what the rest of us have done in the past 2 centuries, it's obvious that the Iconian culture has stagnated while we have advanced rapidly. Additionally, there are other factors in play that could trigger the alliances and sharing of technology that have come about because of the Iconian threat. It's a risk, but it's one that could pay off.
I see why you're trying this on a holodeck first.
The program is set for Romulan space. Because the Hobus supernova was caused by direct Iconian interference, we expect Romulus to be intact in this new reality. As such, the Romulan Star Empire should once again be a major power in the quadrant. Your role will be as an officer on a Romulan warbird.
Restore the Romulan Star Empire?
Yes. To call it a huge change would be an understatement. Please be aware that nothing will be done unless the Republic agrees this is the best possible solution. There is already a team here working on the possible restoration of Romulus, and Commander Jirak has been authorized to speak for the Republic if needed. The fact that our data shows delaying the Iconian arrival will also save Romulus is an interesting coincidence, but it does not mean we will accept the solution without looking at other options.
I see.
The program is set for Romulan space.
Understood. I'll run the program. All right. I have a hunch that we're going to go in there and the Romulans are going to be like the big kids on the street. Like they have taken over everything. They are they've just walked over the other races in the galaxy, in the Alpha and Beta quadrant. Run program Gamma. Commander Temmer. Would you tell me which one is Commander Temmer? I don't really know. Is this what Romulan warbirds look like inside? That's cool. Here we go. Didn't even have a little thing over his head. Speak with Commander Temmer.
Ah, Sub-Commander. I'd like to test out some new security passcodes. If you would be so kind as to seal the doors and disable certain, equipment, we need to talk.
Understood, Commander. Seal Theleron room doors. And then disable listening device. Okay.
Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us. I need to talk to you about Datan and the Separatists. They've been located near the Dewa system. What we do next could change.
Maybe I'm wrong. It sounds like my idea is completely wrong. The only thing I know about the Separatists is what I've heard through official channels. What do you know?
Datan has been inspired by Spock's teaching. He and many others have left the homeworld and are gathered together in a flotilla somewhere near Tal Dewa. Datan and his allies have been making overtures of peace to both the Federation and the Klingons. Because of this, they have enough support that even the Tal Shiar won't take direct action against them. The Borg are at our borders. The Empire can't fight the Collective and the Separatists at the same time.
So what does that mean for us?
Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't...
You're not asking if we should attack them, are you?
I need to talk to you about... If I was, I wouldn't have needed you to lock the door. I intend to put Lieutenant Celan in the brig and then take this ship and crew to join the Separatists. Are you with me?
If we do this, we will be traitors to the Empire.
I know. I have tried to work within the system, but the system is broken and corrupt. Titan and his people are building something better. You and I both know it. The crew knows it. We will take this warbird to Titan, and we will finally be free.
We have to do what is best for our people. Wow. All right. Okay, so this is a pretty impressive one so far. We're supposed to go and take someone named Celan into custody. Is that you? Ah, here we go.
Secret conversations between the commander and one of his senior officers.
Oh my gosh.
Very suspicious. Loyal citizens of the Romulan Star Empire have no need for locked doors.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to accompany the security team to the brig.
Tamer, you are a fool, and you will be the death of everyone on this ship. Datan and his people are terrorists. If you join them, you will share their fate.
You're under arrest. Please comply and you will not be harmed. My friends, it is time we forge our own destiny.
From the tyranny of the Tal Shiar. If we leave, we will have a better, brighter future than what they would allow us. I know it is a step into the unknown, but it is a step we will take together. Throw off your chains. We will join our brothers and sisters in freedom.
I mean, that seemed like it went all right.
I wanted to let you know that I am with you and Commander Tamer. Some of my family has left Romulus to join Titan. I'll be proud to join them.
Set a course for the Dewa system. This one isn't bad. This one seems like it's going okay. Quadrant status report. Notice to all ship commanders. Starfleet vessels have been assisting new Romulans in areas near the neutral zone. Imperial ships are being dispatched in a show of force. Any ships harboring or assisting the Separatists are to be fired upon. There are no exceptions. Ships in Group Gamma are being reassigned to patrols in the area targeted by the Borg. Contacts are regular, but vigilance is needed to eradicate the threat and protect our colony worlds. Ooh, personal log. Commander's personal log. Triple encryption protocol Zeta 6. Gaius is becoming suspicious. I've been speaking to members of the senior staff, and most are in favor of making a run for the flotilla and joining Titan. But I remain cautious. They are doing the right thing, but the Borg are nipping at our heels. Every ship the fleet loses might be one needed to protect Romulus in its hour of need. But what is left there to protect? Scan for Iconian activity is an important one. Long-range sensors show no Herald or Iconian signatures, and there are no references to Heralds in the ship's database. The only references to the Iconians are in the historical files, and most refer to the Iconians as a myth. There are heightened levels of board activity throughout the Beta Quadrant, and multiple colony worlds have been assimilated. The Romulan fleets are on high alert, but have not been able to make major inroads against the Collective. Notice to all hands, the seminar, Traitors in Our Midst, the historical executions of traitors in the Star Empire, has been moved to 2100 hours. Attendance is mandatory for all officers not on duty at that time. Let's download all the data. End program. That was good. I like that one. I think that's the plan. That seems like the plan to me. Let's go tell Jalen the good news.
That is the most promising simulation yet.
It sure is.
It appears there was some merit to our hypothesis that the Iconians advanced their plans due to early contact.
But it's not perfect by any means.
The readings do indicate higher levels of Borg activity, but it should be an acceptable risk.
Yeah, we should be cautious.
The data in this simulation does show higher Borg activity than we're currently seeing, but there are no signs of Herald, Iconian, or Solanae presence at all. And while the Romulan Star Empire is restored to their former power, there is a democratic Romulan group opposing the Tal Shiar. And more importantly, Romulus is intact. This is the result many of our Romulan researchers have been trying to bring about.
But this isn't our reality. We'll be significantly altering everything we know.
The political calculus of the Quadrant will change, but the data supports what you saw on the holodeck. No Iconians. We have solid projections. The only suggestion I have now is that you consider it in conjunction with Captain Nog and the Republic representatives here.
I'll discuss it with them, but I'm not making any promises. I mean, that one is the most promising. That's for sure. All right, now here's the thing.
This last test has the most promising results I've seen, and saving the Romulan homeworld is an added bonus. We're not going to have a lot of shots at this.
Hey, Tim!
I've been looking at Anorex's
Happy
work,
Thursday
and I
to
think
you!
It's too easy to get into a temporal loop where you try again and again for a specific result, and time starts fighting back. I'm inclined to say this is our best chance. But this will have a huge impact on the reality we know, especially your people, Commander Jirok. I won't give my authorization without hearing from everyone.
We can't move forward without considering the effect on the Republic. Commander Jirok?
This is difficult. It would change everything for us. We'd have our home back, but the Republic, everything we've built, it would all be gone. But there's still hope. Even in this other reality, Datan has led many Romulans away from Sela and her Tal Shiar thugs.
That is good, Tim. I am very glad to hear that. I am very glad to hear that. Okay. Don't tell me this, but I am beginning to wonder if this was Sela's long game. I mean, is she playing five-dimensional chess to the point where she could predict this kind of thing might happen, and this new reality, she would be a much bigger wheel than she is right now? I mean, that is next level stuff, and I don't think she could predict that, but it is a fun little what if. This impacts the Republic most of all.
The simulation specifically mentioned Datan and a separatist movement. Commander Tamer makes the choice to join Datan, the same choice he made after the homeworld was lost. With Romulus, we could have numbers. More people who have had enough of the Tal Shiar's oppression could join us. Maybe millions more. If Datan is able to get a movement going, even at the height of the Empire's power, I have to believe that change is possible.
What do you think we should do?
Make the incursion. The lives we save will be worth the work we'll have to do to reform the Republic. The Tal Shiar wasn't able to stop us the first time. They won't stop us again.
Oh, I don't know that this is wise, but if the Romulan Republic thinks it's worth the risk, then we should try it. Sir, we've been informed that the Lisette and the Krenim vessel will be traveling with us to the site of the temporal incursion. The Krenim vessel has the weapon on board, and the Lisette will provide additional security and manpower if needed. Understood. Anything else? All three vessels will be temporarily shielded to protect us from changes in the timeline. As long as that shielding holds, we will be able to observe the changes and even interact with them, but we will not be part of the new timeline. Captain Nog says the temporal shield generators can be damaged. We'll need to be careful. We can beam you up to the Manchester as soon as you're ready. Okay, prepare for immediate departure. Manchester, 1 to beam up. I haven't seen Picard episode 9 yet. It was next level stuff. I have got to get started with that.
Target acquired and locked. Activating weapon. Incursion complete.
It will be good to see the world of my birth again. Elements? Is that Romulus? It's been completely assimilated.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So?
Yes, I think we have a problem.
Yeah, I would say so.
We expected to see some Borg activity, but this can't be right.
What happened?
I agree that this is unexpected, Commander, but we knew there would be...
Nog is incredibly chill about this.
Let's find out where the simulation might have gone wrong.
And Nog is just like, it's not expected, but it's cool. Stay on the edge of the system. Jarok and I will move in for sensor sweeps. The last thing we need is the Borg assimilating the Krenum's weapon. Boy,
The whole
isn't that the
system
truth?
can't be assimilated, can it? That is a lot of Borg.
Yes, it is. Bolt thrusters, launch fighters. I saw a cube here a minute ago, and one over here, too. One of the endeavors today is to destroy Borg ships. I'll stop, scan Romulus for data centers.
According to these scans, the planet has been completely assimilated. I'm not detecting any non-Borg life signs. This is bad. Really, really bad. We need to fix this.
Agreed.
Borg ships decloaking. Red alert.
Great, the Borg have cloaks now. Shields up.
First the Klingons, now the Borg. Does everyone steal cloaking technology from us?
Phasers fire at will, emergency power weapons, modulate beams. There's one. Let's get this probe. Come about. Ready torpedoes, full spread fire. Phasers fire at will. How are we doing on shields here? Not fantastic. Why are we not firing at will?
Borg reinforcements on an intercept course.
Yikes. Whoa. I moved that. That wasn't great. I wasn't sure if I'd done that. Emergency power to weapons? Okay.
We need more information before we can fix this. I'll keep the Krenum ship well out of Borg sensor range while you go in and find out what happened.
Won't we be affected by the timeline shift once we leave this ship?
I've modified some personal shield generators to shield you temporally as well. I'm transporting them over now. Hurry! The temporal shielding drains a lot of power. You won't have much time down there before you're protected. If that
That's
happens,
fantastic.
This will be your new reality.
Understood. We'll get the data. We have the temporal shields for the away team, sir. And Claudia says she is concerned about the weapon. Now she says this? We probably only have one more shot before the capacitors burn out. So we need to get this right now and get back to a timeline that's not overrun by the Borg. Sensors are detecting a mainframe that should have the data you need. The Lisette will remain to protect the Krenum ship while you and Commander Jarok beam down to gather information. Ready for transport. Okay, everybody. Now, have they slapped this in already, or slapped the temporal shielding onto our shields, or am I going to need to manually equip that? If I need to manually equip it, that should probably be the first thing I do. That's a very fair question, Dusk. I kind of agree with you.
The Borg will have what we need. Maybe. Our focus is on restoration. There is a computer node in this area of the Unimatrix that should have what we need. Find the node and download all the data you can from the point where we made our incursion. That should help us find out how to fix this.
We'll find the data.
I'm going to join you. I know this place. Or at least I knew this place.
That echoing effect on her voice is creepy.
It was a Talshiar complex. Most of the secrets of our empire were stored here. I thought I was getting my home back, but now the Borg have taken it all away. This is like losing Romulus all over again.
I'll do what I can to help, Commander.
The controls ahead of us will unlock the bulkheads. The whole planet, all our people, they're Borg.
Oh, he said adapted. I need to... Let me see. Do I still have it? Yeah, I do. Did I move it at some point? There's 3. Okay, I want to put this... We'll put it at 4 because I'm gonna be using it a lot. Okay.
I can't believe we were so wrong.
Oh, this is bad. Okay, it's time to mech up. Absolutely.
Cover me. I'll override the door controls.
I mean, that was super fun, but I kind of expected more of them. It was a little bit disappointing. You almost done there? There we go.
Got it.
Well, we will pick this up, even though we kind of don't need it, but we'll pick it up anyway. All right, we'll go ahead and get out of the mech now so that it can start cooling down. That was fun, though. It's much more fun using that against fields of drones. Oh, man.
We have to find a way to make this right.
Listen, Commander, I'm with you. You don't need to keep saying it. Preaching to the choir here. got a lot of mileage out of that door, or out of those mines. Mileage out of mines.
Resistance is futile.
Oh, hush.
There. That's the access node console we need.
All right. Download everything.
Locked. We'll have to circumvent their security measures. Wait! Incoming Borg!
Circumvent Borg security.
When we lost the homeworld, I thought that was the worst thing that could happen to us.
All right, let's get up to the next one here. Yeah, could you guys keep these guys from shooting at me for a minute? I know it probably doesn't seem like a whole lot of money to you all. In fact, I'm sure that it's not. But I spent about, gotta adapt our phasers there. Okay. Not adapt. What's the, I want to make sure I'm using the right word here. Remodulate. There we go. Okay, circumvent Borg security.
This was Romulan technology once, but it's been completely assimilated. Hakiv?
Oh my gosh.
The Borg.
Borg Hakiv. Is my mech ready? Heck yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Let's take all this stuff. Polaron full auto rifle. I don't think that's going to be better than what I have, but it's nice. Okay, let's go ahead and punch out of the mech suit so that the cooldown can get started. Open temporal records. Drone 2 of 18 reporting to Alcove 12 Gamma for daily regeneration cycle. Drone 8 of 10 reporting to Section 3 Beta for manifold maintenance. Drone 3 of 27 is at 35% completion in regeneration cycle. Yeah, that's not gonna help. Break down records by year and provide a summary of events for Romulus system only. Display results with oldest entries first. Okay, here we go. Stardate 68589.04. Romulus system added to the collective. Stardates 68,590 to 69,000. Unimatrix established in orbit of Romulus. Designated Unimatrix 652. Stardate 69,000 to 70,000. All adjuncts of Unimatrix 652 redesignated into Trimatrixes 1152 through 1274. Goodness, that sounds bad.
The main invasion of Romulan space occurred about 20 years ago. Something happened in the Delta Quadrant. The Borg assimilated something that greatly improved their technology. They adapted, evolved, and my people, they didn't have a chance. Maybe it's our fate to lose Romulus.
All we can do now is try to restore the previous timeline. Maybe this will help. You need to get out of there, sir. Absolutely, Manchester. 5 to beam up. I actually didn't know that about the treaty either, Tim. So it wasn't just that, it was just that the Federation couldn't develop cloaking devices or borrow them from anyone. Not just, you know, we wouldn't get them from the Romulans or the Klingons, one or the other. It couldn't do it at all. That was part of the treaty.
Let's get out of here. There are more than 20 Borg ships on an intercept.
Yeah, understood. You do not need to tell me twice.
Borg decloaking.
Boy, yikes. Launch fighters. Phasers fire at will. Oh, we already got through them. Oh, I have to fight them off. Oh, I was like, hey, we got away. No, can't do that. Ray torpedoes full spread. Fire.
Ship is under attack.
Phasers fire at will.
Resist this.
Damage control teams. Phasers fire at will. Torpedoes full spread. Fire.
Transfer the data. Hurry. We're under attack.
Nog?
We're losing power. Send the data now before we lose temporal shielding.
Sending the data now.
Focus on your repairs. We will make sure the data is preserved.
Phasers fire at
Pressed
will.
and ready. Communications array is ready.
Open secure transfer.
Secure channel confirmed.
Send data to time ship.
Data received.
Running an understanding. If you target the Borg transwarp network, the Borg may never be able to reach Romulus.
It is a great risk. The Borg have a great deal of influence on the timeline, and there is no time to run simulations.
Do we have a choice?
We do not.
Okay.
Targeting the transwarp network.
Here goes. This is definitely. There goes nothing.
The Borg are gone. But so is Romulus.
Yeah?
Romulus isn't the only thing we lost. Temporal shielding is failing.
What happened?
The Borg did too much damage to the generators. If we lose the temporal shielding, we'll all reintegrate with the timeline.
Has anything else changed?
Checking? No. The Tutarians. They're gone.
How?
I see the problem.
Oh, so if the shielding goes down, she's gone. Oh my gosh.
The work of the Solanae to protect
how
themselves
awful would
from
that
the
be?
Borg. They failed.
Temporal shield is at 8%.
No, I need to restabilize the shields.
I'm downloading my personal files into the shielded core. You'll have all my research notes and everything we've recorded from this mission.
You're giving up. When the shield fails, if the Tutarians were lost in the past, then you'll be lost too.
Temporal shield is losing integrity.
Is there anything we can do?
No, we all knew the risks. I love.
The thing is, if the shielding was gone in that ship, then everyone in it would they have any knowledge of that? Like, would he remember her in his life? There's been a development, Captain. Captain Nog, Commander Jarok, and the Krenim researchers are waiting for you in the conference room to go over their findings. I'll meet them there. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was my very angry kitty cat. Okay. Oh, they are over there. Okay.
We found a temporally shielded computer core, and it shows 2 uses of the Krenim weapon. But as far as I know, the Iconians are still out there. We changed the timeline, but we didn't fix our most important problem.
What was in the core?
We haven't dug that far into the data yet, and it will take some in-depth investigation to catalog all of the changes. Noi is going to lead the group taking care of that. I will say it is, odd to find personal logs I don't remember making.
I imagine that would be strange.
Very. But from what we've already seen, it appears the reason the weapon was fired twice was because we had to try to correct a change we made. Technology like this seems so simple, but even the smallest change can make more trouble than it solves. We have to be more cautious. Far more cautious than we've already been, I suppose. The next mistake might not be fixable. Time alteration might not be the answer. There are some problems that can't be solved
I said
with a weapon.
This maybe 2 or 3 streams ago?
Look,
or
whatever
maybe
happens,
it was just last time?
It was good working with you. I hope we have the chance to do so in the future.
It's good working with you too, Captain. Gosh, I hope so also. Okay. What's the fleet research tab, Tim? Tim just mentioned that I have access to the fleet research tab. I don't know what that is, but is that something that like I can make use of and get cool stuff? Because if that is an option, believe me, I have a bunch of things on the Manchester which are, I don't know if embarrassing is the right word, but like, I mean, these little blue consoles that I bought are not the best. I got a couple phaser relays that are also blue ones, and I mean, if there are awesome things I can get through this fleet research tab, I want to be doing it. Who do we talk to next? I guess any of these guys. Talk to lead researcher. No, oh, he has a full beard now.
I have a lot of information to analyze. The shielded core appears to have made it through the process intact, and will give us a wealth of data on the timeline and how the changes have affected it. Clearly, you made a mistake somewhere. I still feel this is the best technology available to us, but we will need minds sufficient to the task to operate it.
Yeah, goodbye. I am in a pretty formidable fleet. I'm in Priority 1 Beta, and I know that they've got a pretty I know that they are well resourced. Like this is my fleet right here. Celestial Voyager, how's it going? You know what? CV, this guy doesn't look miles away from you. I mean, the beard and his hair is sort of similar. You are a much more jovial person. I like you a lot more. You have a far less punchable face than that dude, that's for sure. Everybody, Celestial Voyager's Twitch stream is a blast. You should all be following him. His stream is so much fun. All right, let's talk to Commander Jarok, see what she has to say.
We put so much hope into using the Krenim technology to solve our problems. Perhaps I was caught up in the possibilities and blind to the potential for disaster. We tried and we failed. But this isn't the end. We'll keep looking at the simulations as well as any other option open to us. I have to have faith that we will find a way to defeat the Iconians.
We'll discover what happened and move on from there. It's all we can do. I feel for Jarok. That has to hurt. She was so optimistic that this catastrophe was just going to be reversed, and it didn't work out that way.
I was conducting another simulation, and all of a sudden I got an emergency call telling me to stop everything. I will be looking at whatever data we managed to save to try and determine what went wrong. Maybe we can try again after we know more.
I hope you find something. We can't afford another incident like that.
It has been good to have you here, but we will have to consider if time alteration is really the best course of action. Of all the records we have of time travel, few have as drastic a result as this. Perhaps removing elements from the time stream isn't the solution we need.
Goodbye. And I kind of agree. Sir, I'm concerned about using time travel to solve the Iconian situation, but it is one of the only options we have that they don't. I hope whatever the Alliance decides to do, we don't end up in a worse situation than we're already in. Are you ready to transport back to the Manchester now? I am. Manchester, one to beam up. When I have time, go and see if I can explore it. If you can get there, then you can go to the Fleet Spire too. All right, I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, I feel for Jarok. I mean, she lost a lot there, and then she lost it again.
He says that he and his team have a great deal.
Less than promising is a nice way of putting it.
But I do not believe they will find much that will assist us. Removing elements from the time stream is reckless, and while our options are limited, we should not destroy ourselves in a fruitless effort to destroy the Iconians. It is time to consider all of our alternatives.
Okay, bunch of stuff there, but what are we gonna take? All right, what's this science console do? Plus 20% maximum shield capacity is nothing to sneeze at. That is nothing at all to sneeze at. What else do we got? I am pretty sure that the warp core that I have is absolutely banging. I think that it might be better than this one. Let's just bring this up on the Manchester here. Oh, nope, not the warp core. Here we go. Okay, I have, what's this got? 6 additional auxiliary, 10 max. Max warp factor, 12.34. Damn. Add 7.5% of your auxiliary power to your shield power. Okay. Plus 100% slipstream turn rate and slipstream speed. I feel like this one's pretty darn good. The obelisk one is pretty darn good. I am reticent to replace it. What else do we got? Singularity core, that's not for us. I don't want a beam array. I don't use turrets. And my torpedoes are better than that one. My dark matter torpedoes from the Discovery rep are awesome. So, I think by process of elimination, it is this science one.
The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight.
I am right there with you, Captain Kagrin. Let's hear it.
One way or another, the war ends today.
Wow.
The Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance. We are gathering any remaining forces to mount a defense. Perhaps, if we are fortunate, we will be able to turn back time.
Good, get Peacemaker title. That would be kind of neat. An Iconian vest outfit. All right, that's interesting. And a whole bunch of options. Oh boy, that one's probably really tasty. Okay, we will look at that later, but let's do this. Begin midnight. Tim, I am real happy with the one I'm in. The folks who are in that fleet are always super nice, and on Discord they're always willing to like answer all my ridiculous questions. So I'm real happy with it, and I do believe they have. I think that they're fairly well resourced. Is that a word? Sure it is. So I think that that's a good place, and I'll bet that I can get a few pretty nice things from there. Oh, we're getting our slowly increasing numbers again. I don't know if any of y'all play Genshin Impact, but when it is first starting, its loading screen is just about as slow.
You are cleared for docking.
The Krenim temporal phasing technology makes this one of the few safe rallying points for what remains of the Alliance fleet. Captain, I hope I'm not speaking out of line. You are. But I'm looking forward to paying back the Iconians for all the ships and friends missing from this muster. Okay, no, that's fine. I miss them too, but right now I need to check in with some of the other captains about our orders. Talk to Captain Corin. Wow, she is wound up about something.
The High Command is still intact, and Kronos remains unconquered. Even so, this war cannot be won if we lose Earth. The Bortesque will fight until she can fight no more, as will I. If this is to be our end, then I will meet it with blade in hand and blood in my teeth. I can ask for no greater honor than to fight beside an ally who has shown this courage time and again.
I want to drink blood wine with her. She's awesome. Kapla, Captain Corin. All right, who else? Captain Sean.
Glad you're
that's
here.
Awesome. We haven't seen him
We've
in a
been fighting
while.
non-stop, and it feels like we're barely making a dent. Command says we're preparing for our last chance. I hope they have an ace up their sleeve, because I can't see a way to defeat the Iconians in a straight military battle. Whatever happens, just remember that you'll always have the Enterprise at your side.
Thank you, Captain Sean. And Commander Jarok?
All these years of pain and strife, and it comes to this? I cannot believe that this is how we will end. Our suffering, our struggles cannot be rendered so meaningless. You know what we have been through. This bitter taste, this grief that washes over me, cannot be the last thing that I feel. We will rise again from this. We must.
Jolan True, Commander Jarok. It's grim, sir. Most people are trying to stay hopeful, but we've lost so much in this war. The pressure is just wearing everyone down. We should go to the briefing. Maybe Captain Kagran has some good news. All right, let's go. Is that guy? It is. It's Koi, who hates us.
We have defeated one Iconian, but the cost to do so was too high. The Iconian forces are too numerous for us to sustain such a strategy. We have been forced to our last resort. The Krenim time ship has been modified, and we can use it to generate a portal to send us back to the ancient time of Iconia. Once there, we must prevent any Iconians from escaping the destruction of their home world. If necessary, we must kill the remaining Iconians ourselves.
That's bold. I like it. Our time travel experience have all failed so far. I don't want to say that. I want to say that's bold. I like it.
We presumably failed at temporal incursion, changing things in the past while remaining in a bubble of temporally shielded current time. This allows the timeline to unfold as it will, almost randomly. My team and I have been working on an alternative method that will actually send someone back in time to the past, where they can directly affect the timeline and help to guide it along the desired path. We've been running some basic scenarios that leave us quite hopeful that we can aid in the original attacks on ancient Iconia to ensure there are no survivors for us to deal with in the present.
This seems like an exceedingly risky plan, and even if it works, we will be engaging in genocide. That's true. That's an excellent point.
We cannot sustain this war. The Iconians will destroy or conquer every species in the galaxy if we do not stop them now. There is no guarantee that this plan will work, but if we do not try, we will certainly lose everything. Our long-range sensors have detected signs of transit from the Iconian spheres. The Iconians must be preparing their heralds for another large-scale invasion. We are gathering our remaining forces to make our stand.
Oh boy. All right. They always wrap up the stories, the different story sections with a bang.
The Iconians have picked our next battlefield, and it is the Sol system. If Earth falls, we have lost this war. We have one move left to us, and it is to move this war to a battlefield of our own design.
Oh, it's Captain Kim.
We will
and Admiral
attack the
Tuvok.
Iconians in the past. We've identified that the Iconians were forced from their homeworld in an attack 200,000 years ago. We will take part in that attack and ensure there are no survivors to fight us in the present. Noi's team is busy reconfiguring the time ship. There are no guarantees, even with time travel on our side. We must hold out long enough for a ship to pass through a temporal portal. That means fighting this fight and every other until this technology is complete.
Captain, this goes against everything we stand for. Everything we've been fighting for.
Yeah, Captain Sean, but I don't know that we have an option here.
Duty and freedom. All of these will just be words if we fail. We can try to live up to these ideals when we survive.
All right. I think that I am Manchester, one to beam up.
You are cleared for departure. Good luck.
Tim, I think you're right. I think we are doing what the armed Klingon says. Sean was like, I don't know about this. This might not be a good idea. And Kagran breaks out a rifle, and Sean was like, it's cool. Let's do it. I'm glad to be part of this plan. Holy cow. The Iconians have begun their attack. Incoming hail from Captain Kagran. On screen.
I've gotten word from Noi. They've completed their modifications, and the Krenim time ship is on its way. We must hold off the Heralds long enough for the Krenim ship to arrive and generate a portal. Once the portal is open, we will go back in time to ancient Iconia and try to change history. But first, we must survive long enough to do so.
Where can we shore up defenses?
Enterprise here. We've intercepted a group of Heralds. Can you give us a hand with them?
Acknowledged, Enterprise. We're on our way.
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
RRW the Vetrix responding to your call for assistance, Hood.
Emergency power to weapons. Modulate direct energy. Phasers fire at will. Target shields. Fire torpedoes. Got it. Who's next? Torpedoes full spread, fire. Let's fire the lance at this guy. Emergency power to weapons. Ah, that's fun. Phasers fire at will. You are done! Let's get this raider. Subspace gateway, we can't have that. Fire torpedo. Torpedoes full spread, fire. Uh-oh, did he just run into that? Phasers fire at will. Emergency power to weapons, modulate direct energy weapons. Yikes. You know what? I should be using my little artillery thing here. I'll stop.
Containment. We need immediate assistance. Magnetic fields are failing. All hands abandon ship.
Enterprise can hold the line. Help get those
Pick up escape pods. Oh, and take items. Okay, max thrusters. I think this is our next stop. Emergency power to weapons. Launch fighters. Lasers fire well. Torpedoes full spread, fire. Just for kicks. Artillery. That is such a fun weapon to use. Lasers fire will come around. Torpedoes full spread, fire. Emergency power to weapons. Modulate direct energy. I can't see what I'm shooting at. Lasers fire well. How are we doing here? Not bad, not bad.
The shipyards are losing integrity. We need
I'll stop, stabilize shipyards.
or we may lose them before the ships in dock can mobilize.
Can I move out of range from it? There we go. I'll stop, stabilize shipyards.
Akagi here. We've restored main power. Thanks for keeping the gantries intact. Bringing the Fighting 99th Attack Wing into battle now.
Awesome.
ESD control. We're losing life support and transporters are offline.
Earth space dock has lost main power.
Emergency power to weapons. Let's go shoot some guys. Oh, stop that silliness. Torpedoes full spread. Fire. Phasers fire well. Artillery fire. Goodness, that's fun. Oh, I like that ability so very much.
Chimera, all non-essential personnel are away.
Target shields. Fire torpedoes. Oh boy, damage control teams. How are we doing here? It's 60. I think it's it's miracle time. Phasers fire at will. Oh, I still have 2 minutes until I can use artillery again. Okay, time for a little miracle working. Target shields. Oh, he doesn't even have shields anymore. Torpedoes full spread fire. Damage control teams, auxiliary power to weapons. Phasers fire at will. Boy, it is not like this is in a target-rich environment. Goodness. All right, let's put a little distance between ourselves and these guys. All right, lick our wounds a little bit, and then we will go back in. Damage control teams. Lasers fire well. Fire the lance. Oh, I love it. That's the best. Every ship should have a lance on it. Phasers fire at will. Phasers fire at will. Oh, if we could take one or two of these out, that would sure be nice. That would sure be nice. Captain, the Heralds are maneuvering to attack the Alliance fleet's exposed flank. We need to move quickly to intercept them before they can disrupt our battle lines. Acknowledged. Come about. Max impulse. Torpedoes full spread. Fire. There we go. Phasers fire at will. Emergency power to weapons. Modulate direct energy. This would have been a great time. I should have gone with artillery then. That would have been so much fun. I do hate their little fighters. Phasers fire at will. Uh-oh. Cutscene. Whew. What is that?
I told you I'd be back. And this time, I brought friends.
Yeah, but whose side are you on?
Forces from every quadrant of the galaxy. The Iconians have done the impossible.
I hope you're happy to see me. It doesn't look like things have been going too well so far. I left because I needed to find allies for this war. Ones who you couldn't or wouldn't talk to. The Dominion understands.
She's not wrong. We would not have had a conversation with the Dominion about this.
Protect their stake in this galaxy.
Your timing is, as always, impeccable.
The Herald ships are regrouping. We should use this respite to our advantage. Form up at the KIS Anorax. We must protect it long enough for it to activate a time portal. Once the portal is stabilized, we can use it to go back to Iconia's past, and hopefully undo this war before it starts.
Am I still complaining about this? That's our only option?
Our situation is desperate. If we fail here, Earth will fall, and Kronos won't have much hope of standing without it.
This is our last chance then. I'll see you in the past.
I am arriving with the time ship. We must protect it until the portal is stable.
Phasers fire at will. Delay power to weapons. Modulate direct energy. Torpedoes full spread fire. Target shields.
The Iconians off of us.
Fire lance.
Coordinates have been identified.
Phasers fire at will. Goodness. What is happening here? Damage control teams.
We are halfway there.
Torpedoes full spread. Fire. Emergency power to weapons. Boy, they can bring in ships just day after day, all they want. Artillery.
Just a little bit longer, utilizing the temporal focus so a ship can travel through.
Phasers fire at will. Torpedoes full spread, fire. I've got one of those super annoying gates attacking me.
Enter it now.
Enter the time portal. Oh, I know we were taking the whole ship. We're just beaming there.
Energizing. The time portal is open and stable.
Go! Get through that portal!
Setting a course now.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
More gateways! An Iconian flagship is moving in!
Yikes.
It's the moment of your extinction.
Not today. Everyone, form up and cover our 6.
Theirs not to make reply. Theirs not to reason why. Theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600.
Wow.
Evaluating astrometrics. Confirmed.
It's interesting. It gave me
approximately
a thing like we were beaming
our
down.
ships made it through.
I don't know.
There are no signs of Captain Cogran or his ship. We will have to continue the mission without him.
Okay, we are beaming down then. Captain, we've done some preliminary scans of our temporal location. Noe has put us exactly where and when we need to be, and on Iconia about 2 hours ahead of the time we have for the attack on this world. Thanks, Danae.
Perfect. This will give us a moment to get our bearings and figure out how best to prevent the Iconians from escaping their doom. There are only 12 Iconians that we've encountered, so trying to deal with just those 12 will be a much easier task than trying to take on this whole world.
It seems like there's an awful lot of them around here. Let's see what we can learn about these people in the time we have. That doesn't seem wise at all. Greet alien.
Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. My name is Matararen, and I am a herald of Matara. Before I can allow you to pass, I must scan you to ensure that your technology is of a sufficient level
that
for
we're
you
going
to be
to lay
allowed
waste to
access
all
our
these
city.
guys. He
This
seems
will
so
only take a
friendly.
moment.
By all means.
Your technology is sufficient, but your chronoton particles are substantially out of phase. Please follow me. You must speak to my mistress.
Lead the way.
Remember why we are here. Every Iconian must die in the bombardment, and their technology cannot be taken. If even one Iconian escapes, this could all be for nothing.
I know what our mission is, but I'm not sure it's the right thing to do.
I recommend we begin by infiltrating their government building. We need access to their data and the gateway controls.
Agreed. We can't allow any of their technology to escape.
You've seen the ruins of a once mighty empire. This is Iconia at the height of its power.
Oh, wow. We killed you already.
I apologize for the interruption, Honored One. These travelers have just arrived at our city. Their chronoton particles are out of phase, and per your instructions, I have brought them to you.
Listen politely.
Thank you, Mataran. You may return to your station. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Iconia. It is highly unusual to receive visitors with such unusual chronoton signatures, and yet we have had 2 in less than a cycle. Do you know a being named Cogran?
Yes, we were separated from Cogran on our journey here.
Wonderful. He will be quite pleased to reunite with you. You should be able to find him in the residential district. I imagine you passed through the same chronoton-charged nebula he did. That would account for the anomalous readings.
Yes, we did pass through that nebula. Is there anything else we need to know?
Since you are explorers like Cogran, I suggest you speak to Lemiran. She is the keeper of our world heart, a repository of all knowledge and a genetic record of the worlds we have visited. The astrometrics data in the world heart could prove quite useful to you. Do you have any questions?
I am curious about this. What are the heralds?
Our world teems with life, but we were the first to become self-aware. Time is no enemy to us. An Iconian can live thousands of years, but our numbers have always been few, and as the years passed, we understood that would not change. Needing servants and companions, we found a local population that could be molded and shaped to suit our purposes.
Go on.
At first, we used them as beasts of burden, or for tasks that were too difficult or dangerous to do ourselves. I imagine your own species has similar creatures. Over the years, machines and technology began to replace many of those functions. And as technology advanced, what we needed from the heralds changed as well. Ultimately, we needed beings who could think for themselves.
This is weird.
Our genetic reshapers.
I am kind of having sort of second thoughts about what we are here to do. I mean, I know why, certainly, and I think it's probably the only way, but
the heralds perform the
it seems like they're not
tasks
horrible
that
people,
keep
at least
our
right now.
society moving. We provide leadership, technological advancement, and defense.
Let's just, that's all for now.
Greetings, travelers. Are you explorers, or do you come seeking our wisdom and guidance?
Oh,
Either way, I apologize. I am rather occupied at the moment. Please, return later. I should have time to speak to you then.
I'll be back. Thank you.
The changes we see in the Iconians are too great to be simple evolution. The Iconians shape themselves and the Heralds into weapons. Genetic engineering that is both efficient
Hey, look who it is.
Terrible.
You made it. Something must have gone wrong as we entered the portal that disrupted synchronization. I arrived 2 weeks ago. I remained cloaked, scanned the planet for several days, and then came to the surface as
very clever
explorer, seeking to open diplomatic relations with the Iconians. My ship is using the magnetic fields above the poles to help conceal its presence.
What have you found?
The Iconians of this time are nothing like the ones we know. They are flesh and appear to be friendly and peaceful, if a bit arrogant with those they see as lesser. Come. They will allow us to move through the city freely. You should see this for yourself.
We have a lot to see, Cogran.
Cogran is either a fool, or he's being manipulated by the Iconians. Either way, he might jeopardize the mission. We need to watch him closely.
You're both a problem. I make my own choices.
Someone's calling for help.
An injured herald. This could be a chance to learn about their physiology. Perhaps even find a weakness.
Okay,
Hello.
that's not bad. That's
Can
not a
you
bad
help
idea.
us? My herald is injured, and I cannot leave him. I need someone to bring us some healing supplies.
I'll assist you.
Thank you. There should be a healer nearby.
I'll find them. I'm guessing that it is over here on the other side.
Do you require assistance, visitor?
Are you a healer? We're in need of medical assistance.
Certainly. However, I do not detect any injuries or maladies in your physical form. What do you require?
That's private. I have a headache. It's not for me. One of Alara's heralds is injured.
Oh, of course. It is our duty and privilege to care for our heralds. I will follow you to the patient.
Thank you.
We'll see who the lesser race is.
I have spent days among these people. They are very proud and very strong.
Thank you, Traveler. I appreciate your assistance.
How do the Iconians treat you?
Exceedingly well. We do what manual labor needs to be done, as well as other tasks. And in return, the Iconians give me all I could need or want. I know it might sound like enforced servitude to you, but I don't see it that way. The Iconians are our beginning and our end. I am nothing without my mistress, and serving her is my greatest joy.
Okay. Let's, got a little BDSM vibe from that guy. That's all for now. I'm done talking to you.
The Iconians' affection for their pets is a weakness. We can exploit that.
Okay.
I am not so sure. After all, we've seen how the Iconians will transform their pets. The Heralds are merciless killing machines. They have killed multitudes during this war.
Deaths that we will avenge here. No more waiting. We need to finish our mission.
Indeed.
I don't understand why you're bothering to help these people. We need to find the gateway controls, sabotage them, and be done with it. This could all be over if you'd let it.
I'm just lulling them into, it's not the right time. We have to make sure that nobody escapes. I think it is down here and to the left. Yeah.
Clearly the Iconians have a highly developed sense of the aesthetic.
That's fine, but what we need is to know more about their technology. And we're going to a park.
When you have technology as advanced as the Iconians,
I love their banter. Speak to the Iconian security officer.
I see you are interested in this device. We are testing a new method of encryption. So far, it has proven to be most effective. To access the console, you must solve a series of problems that we believe only an Iconian could answer.
Is it going to be math?
Unfortunately, I fear the console is stuck in a testing phase, which is why I am protecting it. It may be a waste of time. You appear intelligent enough, but I doubt you or any of our other visitors could solve even the easiest of problems in the algorithm.
What if your changes are what caused them to become whatever they are in the future? That is actually a fascinating question. I mean, if what we do, if we sort of half-ass this and just wind up killing a bunch of them, and then the rest of them just rage out and decide, okay, our objective is just going to be to lay waste to all of these other races. That is a fascinating question. Let me watch the console for you. Lemurian says she needs to see you right away.
I am not supposed to leave this area unwatched.
Yeah, she
but
did.
All of
she
my
totally
heralds
did.
are performing other duties. And if Elmiran sent you, very well. Thank you, Traveler. I will not be long.
Yeah, you shouldn't keep her waiting. Get going. Now I'm gonna play with their computer. Decode encryption algorithm 01. How many exotic spheres are possible in 7-dimensional space? Heck if I know. Increase entry by 5. Go by 5 again. And again. Too low, close. Increase by 1. Hey, how about that? That was not all that hard. Given a population of diploid organisms that mate randomly, with 9% of the population homozygous recessive for a particular trait, calculate the percent that are heterozygous for that trait. I wonder if there are people who actually completely understand that and can figure that out without having to play this too low, too high game that I am going to be playing. Okay, too low. Let's just bump it up a few more. There we go. Return to root. Access security file. Icobar? The Icobar have made no secret that they covet our gateway technology. Unfortunately, they are a warlike species. Soon after they developed rudimentary warp drive technology, they used it to attack and enslave several inhabited worlds. The Icobar have also made several attempts to covertly access our consoles and steal our technology. Although officially we are not at war, we should be extremely cautious with the Icobar. Access to gateways is strictly off limits for the Icobar, and a herald will be assigned to monitor all movements of Icobar representatives in areas near gateway access points. Yeah, let's download that. And access security file Denasian. The Denasians have made repeated requests for medical technology. Our analysis of their biomedical ethics, however, indicate that at their primitive level of development, they have an 84.6% chance of doing themselves harm with genetic engineering and a 74.2% chance of using it for biological warfare. Although thus far their dealings with us have been honorable, a plague on their world has increased their demands for our gene manipulators. Our recommendation is to continue to supply the Denasians with medical supplies and antigens, but to withhold other medical technology. I mean, that seems smart. Log off.
It is just as I surmised. The Iconians are following their own version of the Prime Directive. They are attempting to protect lesser developed species from acquiring technology that they may not use wisely or well.
The evidence does point in that direction.
Not so fast. We've only heard one side of the story. I'd like to know what some of the other visitors here think about the oh-so-noble Iconians.
Agreed. Let's find out. Okay, we'll talk
we
to him.
haven't made much headway trying to reverse engineer the gateways, but just imagine what we could do with it.
Okay, that didn't sound sinister at all.
Oh, I have. You could move an army in the blink of an eye. Think about what would happen if all these heralds just showed up on your planet. Oh, they'd take over in a day. I'm still trying to acquire some of their data. Have you had any luck yet?
So these two species are up to 0 good. And they're actually up to no good at all. All right. Dax, the fact that you came close to understanding that question blows my mind. Because I am fairly certain that that was not a class that I took at university. And if I did, I dropped it because I knew I would fail. Continue listening.
Nothing yet. Despite all their openness and hospitality, the Iconians have everything on lockdown. I can't even get near the building where they keep the world heart without some herald stopping me.
Okay, let's just back away. Oh, talk to the medic
We'll
again.
gladly give you the medicines you require, but our genetic engineering technology is off limits.
The medicine will help with this plague, but what about the next one? We need the ability to take care of ourselves, but you won't give us the means to do so.
He looks sort of like an orc. I keep listening.
I am sorry, but we have extremely stringent rules about who can use our technology. There are many species who are not yet ready to use our gifts safely and wisely.
Wow, okay, so our options are lengthy.
Yes. May I help you?
Our people have a similar policy regarding technology to protect developing societies. I think you're right to restrict access. I do. Have a similar policy, but access to the genetic resequencers. Okay, let's try to say that word again. Resequencers could help Valkar's people. You should give them to him. Technology belongs to those who can either create it or take it by force. I've never understood the need to protect people who are perfectly capable of knowing what they want. Valkar's people are trying to survive. They need that technology, and I wouldn't blame them if they tried to take it by force. I know that it is maybe a little idealistic, but I'm going to go with this one.
Yes, I will take your opinion under advisement, but ultimately,
This is an Iconian matter. You are simply another visitor on our world.
Okay, well, I'll leave you to it.
If I were the Iconians, I too would think twice about giving people like these advanced technology.
Maybe if they had shared their gifts, they wouldn't be preparing. Now, let's just say, agreed.
This doesn't prove anything.
Oh, shut up, Sarah.
So the Iconians had their reasons for withholding technology. I don't care, and neither do their enemies. We know the bombardment is imminent. This world will be obliterated, no matter how much you sympathize.
Say that a little more loudly, Sayla?
Don't forget.
I mean, really make sure everyone knows.
There can be no survivors.
You really just bellow it out. Maybe we've got like a megaphone somewhere, and you can make an announcement. Maybe you can make a banner. You don't see any echoes of yourself in the. This is a great answer. You don't see any echoes of yourself in these people, Sayla? Oh, she doesn't have any response for that. All right, what do we got now? Oh, back up here. Sir, we're detecting an armada of ships on long-range sensors, multiple configurations. Avoid detection at all costs.
Tell your ships to drop into orbit above the polar region. My ship is cloaked there.
Manchester, take up a polar orbit above the planet.
Excuse me, but I require assistance. We have lost contact with several of our colony worlds. I am attempting to increase the range of this communications console.
Ooh, I'm gonna get to play with their little communications console? You bet.
But I need another set of hands to adjust the frequency while I attempt to dial in the proper network levels. All of my heralds are currently working on the evacuation. Would you be willing to help me?
Dust, that is a great question. Tim, that is the perfect answer. Again, who invited her? The plot. The plot most certainly invited her. Although, actually, I have to admit, she is a fantastic villain. She is a great villain. I'll do what I can to assist you. Realign phase discriminator. Okay, the optimal range for frequency output for this communications array is approximately 14.7 terahertz. Frequency output can be changed by adjusting the phase discriminator. Alter the output frequency until it reaches the optimum level. Okay. I think I want to, if it's at 14, or rather it's at 15, don't I want to decrease it a little? Can I not do that? That was weird. Talk to Quinn.
Curious. Our communications should be reaching the colonies, but I am not receiving any response to my messages. Something terrible must have happened. We were not concerned about the lesser races. Not at first. They were like children who wanted things they could not understand. It was our duty to protect them, to guide them. In time, when they were ready, we would have shared all of our gifts.
What will you do now?
I do not know. If the colony worlds have fallen, then I am sorry. Please excuse me. I must speak to our leaders.
Best of luck to you.
We already know the evacuation did not save them.
But the gateway on New Romulus remained active for a time.
Then we must cut off that path, now, before anyone escapes.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome, traveler.
Okay, now she'll talk to us.
I apologize for my earlier absence. Do you have questions about our world?
Who's attacking you?
We have had contact with many worlds in our journeys, but we have found no people equal to our own. Some of the others resent the blessings our people enjoy. They seek to take that which we will not give.
We mostly know the answer to this one, but I am eager to hear this. How do you intend to respond?
While we are an extremely advanced world, we are not, in general, a militant one. Tiket will coordinate the defense. but I remain hopeful that we can reach a peaceful solution before blood is shed. Matara speaks for us.
It is so weird
she is quite a gifted
to see their
diplomat.
names here and see him as a gifted diplomat. I mean, we went like 10 rounds with Matara. And Kalis cut Taket's arms off.
Our
That was
gateways
awesome.
can take us to these refuges, to recover and rebuild. Will you help us?
That's all for now. So I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to go, that's all for now. Conversation over.
The attack is beginning. I thought we'd have more time. We must retrieve the World Heart and escape. Will you help us?
The attack is beginning. We must decide how to proceed. I have spoken to these people, walked their streets, shared their meals. Regardless of what we know they will do in the future, the Iconians of this time are not evil. They are peaceful.
I'm with him.
And they are
I
guilty
kind of
no
agree.
crimes, worse than standing up for their ideals. The very same ideals, I might point out, as the Federation's prime directive.
So you're saying we should help them, even knowing what they will do?
You have walked the same streets as I, spoken to the same people. Can you allow them to die for crimes they have not yet committed? For my part, I find no honor in cold-blooded murder.
You're a fool, Kakarn. We must strike now. No, I see your point. What do you think, Sayla? I'm sure I know just what she thinks, but...
It doesn't matter what these people are now. We know what they will become, what they will do. The Iconians will destroy my homeworld. They will bomb the Archive in the Lena system and exterminate the Preservers. They will incite the Undine to destroy Keswick 4. They will attack our homeworlds, kill those we love, and threaten our very existence.
That's in the future. We're here now.
And that changes nothing. We know what will happen. In our time, they are poised to destroy or enslave the galaxy. There is no choice. We destroy them now and save ourselves.
Do we have the right to execute the Iconians for crimes they haven't yet committed? You're right. We know what they'll become. We could stop it. Is it even possible to kill them? Won't that create some kind of paradox? This is the answer that my gut tells me to say. I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's a bit late for second thoughts. Our mission is clear. We don't have a choice. We're here, and we will do what needs to be done. Atone for your sins after you've saved the galaxy.
Sometimes being ruthless isn't right. Scylla is gonna go.
The World Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data. With it, we can rebuild. We have a refuge built for those who serve us.
Okay, we shall go there. Got it. Wow. Okay, so they
We
do
should
have
be able to access the
door with
gateway
green
network
stripes,
from here.
so
We could disable all of the gateways at once.
that one's gonna
We
open.
offered Lemirin our aid. There is no honor in striking down an ally from behind.
The honorable thing would be to complete our mission and save our galaxy. Or do you not care about what happens to Kronos?
We need to transfer the World Heart to a transportable format.
Like a USB drive?
I need your help to initiate the download from that console.
Alright, I'm gonna get on my flash drive, we're gonna download it.
The download is proceeding, but it will not complete before the invaders find us.
We should have brought like an external SSD drive. It'd be much better. Defeat invaders. Oh, that sounds awesome. Oh, there they are. Back up.
erase the magnetic interlocks holding the core. I need you at the other console.
Alright, I'm gonna have to hop out of the mech, I guess. Hopefully it'll cool down quickly. Initiate magnetic interlock release.
More invaders. They must not take the world heart.
Oh, send out some splody drones. We get him. Andale, explosive drones, get in there.
We need to erase the mainframe memory banks. I will require your assistance.
Okay.
More aliens are coming. Protect me.
This is not great.
Mainframe memory erased. The last step is to eject the world heart.
No, hold on. Let me loot the bodies first. Okay. Betazoid Udaberry. Alright. Now we're ejecting my flash drive. Retrieve the world heart. Well, let me loot the bodies first. And then I promise we will. That is on our list, on our to-do list. Oh wait, here, hey, she even brought it to me.
I fear that was just the beginning of the violence. My people are few, and most of our heralds are elsewhere. Defeating a significant force would be costly to both sides. I know you are not one of the whole, and I have no right to ask for your assistance. But would you help us evacuate the city?
Of course, of course.
Blessings of the whole upon you. We must gather as many of our people as possible and escort them to the gateway platform. Once we are there, I will open the path to our refuge. Many of our people already left for Colony Worlds, but we have lost contact with them. I fear the worst.
What should we do first?
I recommend we locate Tiket. She is our protector, and there are none who know the ways of our enemy.
I'm gonna tell her that I don't recognize her with two arms. Follow me.
Tiket is a fearsome warrior, and has kept our people safe for countless millennia, until today.
Rescuing Iconians is not what we're here to do.
Oh,
Perhaps
will
it
you
is.
hush?
When we came back in time, we did not know what we would find.
I want one of their little zappy sticks.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
Your people are dying, Tiket. They need you.
My people are weak. They have neglected the ways of battle in favor of science and art. They are philosophers.
Oh, I wonder if Tiket is kind of the bad seed. My inventory is full.
They could have chosen the path of strength.
You're right.
I will die to defend them.
All right.
I do not know if I can save them.
Your people are stronger than you give them credit for.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
If you die here, who will claim vengeance for the fallen?
Your words have merit. If we go to the refuge, we can
But we
rebuild.
just sold him on
Then
vengeance.
we can plan our vengeance. No one will ever threaten us again.
Think about your people, Taket, not your revenge.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she can avenge them.
Vengeance is a powerful weapon.
Okay, let's discard those. Oh my gosh, I have all kinds of just junk here. Real quick, we are gonna have to recycle some stuff. Try and do it super quickly here. Like we will maybe get rid of that armor and that shield and these old emitter arrays. That's just 2 engine batteries. We'll get rid of both of those. One of these days, I'm going to go through these and figure out which ones I should keep and which ones I shouldn't. Until then, I'm carrying around just no end of weapons. All right. Those berries are going away. And that, any gray weapons are going for sure. This disruptor array, I don't think I'm going to need either. Get rid of that. I tell you, this is a terrible time to have to do inventory maintenance, and I apologize, guys, but I don't know that I am going to be able to continue it to or much further if I don't. Okay, we're good. Plenty of room now. Maybe not plenty, but some. Oh, it looks like the plaza is actually this way. Open the Endeavor boxes? Okay.
We will never forget.
Whoa.
This tragic day.
Is this what causes them to go nuts? How's everybody doing? Where is Coles? Alright, somebody get Coles up. I don't see him. Oh no!
Thank you. You have shown exceptional kindness and valor in this trying time. I will miss my home. Iconia is precious to us, but as long as the whole survives, we can use the world heart to rebuild.
I know your planet is under attack, but I need to check out the recycling. You know, at my house, that's sort of what I hear when that kind of thing needs to be done. It doesn't matter if my planet is under attack. I need to take out the recycling. Go to the gateway platform. We'll meet you there. Okay. You know what? I should probably regroup them so that we can, there we go, get Coles back up. All right. Back to work, guys. Just because this is so much fun. All right. Let's get rid of that so we can start cooling down. There is something right around here that... Send Iconians to safety.
These are not a warlike people.
Not
yeah,
yet.
they absolutely aren't.
Bloodshed affects everyone differently. My people became warriors when an alien species threatened our home.
And the Iconians will become conquerors.
I mean, you don't know that, Sayla. Oh, I think I might have needed to go down that way. There. Splitty drones, go get that guy. Or someone else. The explosive drones look like they're sad. They were really looking forward to going and exploding around that guy, and it didn't happen. Go to safety. Whoa! I didn't even see that guy. I absolutely did not see him. It's a good thing I had my team. Otherwise, I'd have run right into getting shot. Alright, now go and kill that guy, explosive drones. There we go. That's more like it.
Now I see your plan. We've won their confidence, gathered them together. Strike now, and we can eliminate them all.
She's got a very Darth Vader thing going. I will not kill defenseless innocents. I've decided to spare the Iconians. We cannot hold them responsible for acts they haven't committed yet. I'm leaning towards this one, but let's see. It's too dangerous to change the past. We have to let them live. We must wait until the last minute for our betrayal so they have no chance to escape. We're gonna go with this one. Okay, how do we get over to the next place? Yeah, it must be up that ramp. Dusk, it kind of is what I want to say to her. You're right. I do kind of want to just say, be quiet. Silence, woman. But I have a feeling I'd get in a lot of trouble if I said that. I could not roll out of there. That was not great. That wasn't good at all. All right, there we go. Exocomps, get in there, get involved. Or at least maybe heal my dude. That would be good too.
You will need to reroute the power and reinitialize the gateway open sequence.
How much time does my mech have left? Oh, I could bring it out now. All right. Reroute power. Doesn't my weapon have a stun setting? I don't think that it does.
Where are they?
They may already be here.
All right. get the gateway open? We did!
We're losing ground!
We can't hold them off or...
That's it. Send them through.
No! This isn't our mission!
Asela, she's just gonna start shooting at them. It's her fault. The whole thing is her fault.
You took everything from me!
The World Heart.
There's no time. The gateway is closing.
Only 12 of us are left. That crystal contains our civilization.
Seela, stop! We are better than this!
This isn't gonna work.
I will remember this, Romulan. I will extinguish your people.
It's
in
her
payment
fault.
For your
It's your fault.
treachery.
This has all played out this way before.
I just wanted on the
I
record
am
that
the
it was not
cause for
my
all this.
fault. It was her fault. All right, retrieve the world heart. Did we get it, or did... I mean, I thought it was like right around here. You know what? I haven't gotten my Dyson sphere marks. Well, where did she go? Let me... Oh, okay, here we go. I see her now. Give me that!
I know what you were going to say, but I did what I had to do for my people.
You
I should have
destroyed...
acted sooner.
It's your fault!
If I had, perhaps Romulus would have been restored.
Can't you see that your act caused the destruction of Romulus? We spent 12 Iconians to deal with 3. We are the others.
That can't... Taket! What have I done?
I mean, we could really pile it on here. I hope you take this painful lesson to heart, Seela. I mean, I don't know if you all have parents that were, you know, would drive the guilt home when you did something wrong, but I can totally hear my mom saying this. Did you have a choice? Predestination paradox theory would say this event had to happen, and it's the reason you're here. Yeah.
The Iconians have fled to Dewa 3, and the Gateway's console has been destroyed, so no one can follow them. Our fate may not have changed from our actions here, but we have done what honor demanded. We are not murderers. Whatever our future may hold, we will face it with our eyes open and our heads held high. We must return to our own time and see what effect our actions had.
This isn't going to be easy to explain, but we need to return. Oh boy, Manchester 5 to beam up.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
I am not optimistic.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing! Hurry!
Captain Cochrane to Alliance Field. Stand down. I repeat, stand down. You have the World Heart, and found a means to end this. Signal the Iconians, show them we have it, and that we are the ones who saved them. This is our last chance to end this war.
Oh boy.
Do you wish to surrender? A wise decision.
No, Lemirin. We have just returned from the past, your past, and we have the world heart to prove it.
How did you acquire that?
We saved it. We were there when Iconia was lost.
That is not possible. But yet, I see the world heart in your hands. It is time to end this. Your leaders, our unity. Now.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Wait! They just bamfed us to their bridge? Alright. There's Taket. What's up, Taket? How's your arm?
If what you say is true, then that core contains all of the lost knowledge of our people. So much that we thought was lost forever. Will you return all the remains of our civilization to us?
This conflict must end. This wound must be healed.
I have never had a chance to examine you closely, but now that you stand before me, I remember you helped us, although it gained you nothing. You are the other.
And this war should have never happened.
Hate blinded us. Fear of the unknown crippled us. Pain called out for blood in ever greater measures. The events of that day set us on this path. It grieves me to see where it has led. After we escaped Daewha 3, protecting ourselves became our sole purpose. We transformed ourselves, our whole, even our heralds, to prevent another tragedy. And we vowed never to trust again.
You trusted me once.
I did, and it saved us. But we believed the other lost to us. And you were lost to time. And we preserved the whole by any means necessary.
And now we are scolding them. You say you wanted to protect yourselves. In doing so, you destroyed countless lives.
Indeed, we protected the whole against the lesser species who would destroy us if given a chance, who would steal what we would not give freely. And we did not mourn the deaths of those who were not a part of our unity. And then we faced you, a foe who would not yield, who subverted time itself in an attempt to destroy us. But instead, you showed compassion, even though you knew what would happen to your people if we survived. You helped us.
Starfleet's mission.
Is who you are.
Okay, Limeran, are you done? I wanted to talk now. Starfleet's mission is to explore, not destroy. Like you, we were defending ourselves.
I am humbled in the face of
Yes, well, you should be.
integrity. I shall be forever grateful to you for showing us the error of our ways.
Enough blood has been spilled. Let us end this war. There we go. They took my arm. Have you forgotten what we did for your people? For you?
Never forget what you have done, or what that creator, the Receiver, did. There will never be enough blood to wash away for vengeance.
Chiquette is full dark side. Sayla was grieving the loss of her homeworld, a homeworld you destroyed. You've already exacted revenge.
A single world. I can destroy a million worlds, and it would not be enough. Your existence
wow.
is an insult to the memory of our people. I will continue my fight, even if I must fight alone.
Chiquette, please listen.
She will not listen. Chiquette has always been very stubborn. In a few thousand years, perhaps, her attitudes will change. Until then, be wary. Chiquette is a formidable opponent, and I will not take up arms against her, even in defense of the other. But with those of us who remain, you shall have peace. But we ask only for our homeworld. Leave Iconia and our servants undisturbed, and we will trouble you no longer.
Yeah, I agree with you. Dusk, I think you're right. I think we did more than enough to make up for it, but hey, we'll take what we can get. That sounds fair, but we'll have to ratify this treaty with the Alliance.
I understand.
Great.
Our terms are not negotiable. We need time to breathe and contemplate. Perhaps in a millennia or two, it will be different.
Very well. Farewell. Thank you for striking this accord. Their little poofy teleporters are nice. Oh, hey! Back in San Francisco! At Starfleet Academy. What is going on? Neat! Fireworks and everything! Oh, I get to talk to everyone. Yes, I'm absolutely going to talk to everybody. We'll talk to Harry Kim first.
Your compassion has accomplished more in one act than we could have with all the phasers in the fleet. Honor and selflessness have been almost forgotten over the past few years. That needs to change. It's time to act like Starfleet officers again.
Now we need to rebuild.
We have a lot to do to heal the wounds the war has left on us all. But we've survived the Borg and the Dominion. We can survive this.
I agree, Captain Kim. Oh, high five, Nog.
There's a lot of work to be done now. We need to rebuild, recover, try to learn how to live in this new reality. But with people like you on our side, I know we can do it.
We'll succeed if we all work together. Now, that's very cheerful. All right, we'll talk to Tom Paris now.
I thought this was it. The last day. And I was ready, but I'm glad my daughter didn't have to die in defense of the Federation. That I get to go home after this. We all do. Thank you.
You're welcome, Captain. All right, we're gonna save Sela for last.
We have much to do, but first, we will celebrate. Let the blood wine flow now that the bloodletting has ceased. There is more to being a warrior than vengeance and death. True honor comes from doing what is right, despite the personal cost. The Iconians will depart, and we will rebuild. Mercy has triumphed where weapons could not. Now I will try to find a way to share this wisdom with my people. Many warriors have fallen in this war. Those of us who remain must walk the path of honor.
It was your courage that showed me the way, Kagran. Which is not untrue. Okay, haha. I can't wait to have this conversation.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was protecting our future. But instead, all this... It happened because of a mistake I made hundreds of thousands of years ago. I've made a lot of difficult choices in my life. And I didn't always consider the consequences of my actions. Today has made me wonder if there's another way. If I can be better than I am.
I am gonna say it's never too late. It'd be the face of optimism. Wow. Well, that is gonna do it for tonight. Damn. Finished up the Iconian War. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that entire episode. All of the little stories inside it. That was fantastic. And I'm super excited to see what comes next. I'm just gonna kind of peek at the title of the next chapter, as it were. Yesterday's War. Okay, I'm not gonna read and see anything else about it. But that was really cool. And I like that a lot. I am gonna go ahead and call it a night though. This is a really long stream for me. Normally I don't stream more than about 2 hours, and I mean, like 3 is in sight. So I'm gonna call it a night and go have my dinner. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I had a great time, and I really hope you did too. I am gonna do this again on Saturday. That'll be at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 on the East Coast, and we'll do a little more Star Trek Online. We'll start with Yesterday's War. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Hope you'll come hang out with us live sometime. But that is it, you guys. TGI Almost F. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. So long.